Okay, check, check, check. Check. Yeah, it's amplified. That's all we need. A little amplification. Okay, thank you guys all for being here. This is just amazing. The showing that you guys are here and supporting us. So let me give you just a little bit of history on this particular mural. We were doing a different mural altogether. We wanted to include the Tongva people, the Tongva Gabrielino people in the mural, and in the end that mural didn't happen. But when we tried to put that together, the neighborhood council that we were presenting to, the NoHo Neighborhood Council, wanted to make sure that we visited with the Tongva people and got their advice on whether we were culturally doing this right or not. And Paula Cantu, which was on the neighborhood council, just insisted, and every time she'd open a meeting, she'd say, I want you to know that we're on Tongva land. And then I got to talk to Jessa Calderon, and Jessa, who's just amazing, she's a singer and a poet, and she was telling me that she would like to have on that particular mural, and this mural was about the San Fernando Valley and how it came about, and about Mulholland, and all of these great things. But she just wanted us to be able to put a Tongva leader at the end of the mural. So there was a train station at the other end. We wanted to be able to put a Tongva in the beginning in a village, much like what we drew here, and then a Tongva leader at the end, and to say, after 10,000 years, we're still here. And that's really what inspired this mural, because when that mural couldn't happen, we said, well, you know what, let's take out all the Mulholland and all the other stuff, and let's just make it about the Tongva people. And so, for those of you that don't know much about the Tongva, there were well over 5,000 that were here before the Europeans came around. They've been here for over 10,000 years, and obviously when the Europeans came around, everything got shifted. And you know, we can talk about that for hours, I'm sure, but it changed things. And we're here to honor the Tongva and to honor the contribution. They were the gardeners of this great garden that we live in today. So we honor them for that. Without further ado, though, I'd like to introduce our councilman, Paul Krikorian. Now, I want to let you know that Paul has been amazing. I mean, when MURALiSM set out, and by the way, MURALiSM is an organization that connects people with special needs to the community through art. And what we do is we do murals, and we set out to do 100 murals. And we've already done 64 murals on our way to 100. And if it wasn't for Paul's office, we wouldn't be doing half of these things. I mean, he's been able to get us funding, support, clear coding, you know, saving parking spots, all kinds of things for not just this mural, but for murals along Chandler, for murals at tiny homes down the way. We've just got projects going all over the place. So I'm so grateful to Paul. And Paul, would you kind of come up and say a few words?
Thank you very much, Ernie. Thank you, Ernie. I was just telling Ernie a minute ago, every time I see Ernie, something great is happening for North Hollywood. And it's just, I am so grateful to you, Ernie, and to MURALiSM, to all the volunteers who make this public art a reality here. We've done so much throughout North Hollywood. Where better but in the NoHo Arts District to have this kind of public art to celebrate. And what better subject matter than this? You know, we're very proud that right across the street we were able to preserve the historic Lankershim train depot. And that historic depot dates from the arrival of the Southern Pacific Railroad in 1870s, 1880s. And it seems almost silly to talk about that as being historic when we think about the true long stretch of history here on this land, and the long history of the Tongva, you know, being the stewards of this land for 10,000 years before that first train ever arrived. And so I'm so glad that in this spot we're able to celebrate that long history, that cultural contribution then and continuing now that the Tongva make and have made to this region. And again, MURALiSM has done such an incredible job, not just of bringing us public art, but of also changing lives. And as many of you who've been around muralism know, sometimes the young people who are a part of these efforts maybe have never picked up a paintbrush. Maybe they don't think of themselves as being artists. And then they have a chance to do something like this. And for decades, hopefully for generations to come, they and their kids and their neighbors and friends will be able to come and see what they contributed to this community. So, so again, Ernie, thank you to everyone at Muralism and to the NoHo Neighborhood Council for constantly being such champions of the quality of life in this community, for working hard to make sure that the NoHo Arts District continues to be the arts district and not just a cool place to come and have dinner, but an actual arts district. And I was so thrilled to see Mary Garcia here, and I want to recognize her. And Mary, if you could just wave your hand. There wouldn't be a NoHo Arts District if it weren't for Mary Garcia, who has been championing this neighborhood and championing the Arts District from the beginning. And it's through her work and dedication that we're able to enjoy what we know to be one of the great arts districts in our city now. So this is like every mural that Muralism does. This has been a community collaboration. We in our office worked with the entire city family, with General Services, of course with Cultural Affairs, with the fire department, and with the neighborhood council to make sure that we brought all the pieces together, securing permission for the building to house the mural, and then bringing in all of the staff necessary to make it a reality. It was paid for with excess community redevelopment funds, because you'll all remember that the Arts District emerged out of the redevelopment process of North Hollywood, and there are still, even now, a few dollars left from that effort that we're trying to put into things that will enrich this neighborhood, permanent things that will continue to enrich this neighborhood. So I want to especially thank, as I have in all of the things that we've done, whether it's the Lankershim Arts Center, all of the public art that we've done here. Daniel Tarika has been such a great partner, and I'd like to bring him up to speak on behalf of the Department of Cultural Affairs. Daniel?
Thank you so much, Council President. It is such a pleasure and an honor to be here today. This is such, it takes your breath away seeing this beautiful mural, and it is such a part of our fabric of our city. And I just have my question to Ernie is, once you get to 100, what's the next goal? Because we love the mural.
It sounds like there's some extra funding.
I like the way you think. So I want to just say a thank you to Council President Krikorian for his partnership and his staff for all that we've been able to do across North Hollywood and across Council District 2, looking at how we supported our theaters, the revitalization of our Lankershim Arts Center, partnering on signal cabinets, and all of the things that you see across North Hollywood. It really does give me such pride, and for the department to be able to look and see the differences that we're making with art across the city. I also want to thank Ernie and Muralism for the work that they did, and to Muralism for the multi-purpose, the way that you're teaching people to be able to do this as a profession. Because we need to support our artists, we need to train our artists, and this is something that's so important to us in the work that we do at the Department of Cultural Affairs. So congratulations again, and thank you so much.
Thank you for the work that you and DCA do with very minimal resources to bring so much enrichment to our entire city. So if you participated at all in the creation of this mural, can you raise your hand, please, so we can acknowledge you? Look at that. That's community. That is community. That's fantastic. So some of you might have done that during Ciclavia when we had the Ciclamini event here, which is when we brought a lot of community members in to work on this. But at the very beginning, when, as Ernie said, when our office has been going out to the community and trying to initiate new mural projects and trying to solicit ideas and locations to add more murals. So when we first went out to the community about this, the NoHo Neighborhood Council was steadfast, as Ernie had described, in making sure that this mural would be an opportunity for us to really pay tribute to the Tongva people and to recognize not only their rich history and culture, but also their continuing contribution to our city today. And as Ernie mentioned, Paula June Cantu, who was such a critical key proponent of this, and so too has been the rest of the board, including Jillian Burgos, who I'd like to come up and speak on behalf of the Neighborhood Council with our thanks and appreciation for all that you've done to make this possible. Jillian.
All right, hello everybody. My name is Jillian Burgos, and I am the Arts Organization Representative and Treasurer of the NoHo Neighborhood Council. It is with great honor that I'm here with all of you today. And as we come together to celebrate NoHo as a haven for the arts and entertainment industry, we acknowledge that we are on the ancestral land and territory of the Tongva people. This acknowledgement is a vital first step, and it is a commitment to begin the journey towards understanding and rectifying past injustices. The mural that we are unveiling today is a symbol of this commitment. It depicts the rich history and enduring presence of the Tongva people, serving as a visual reminder that they are and have always been integral to this land's history and identity. And this is why we are sharing the culture of the Tongva people and telling their stories through art, honoring them through land acknowledgements, and the celebration of their history. It's so important to do all of this. We must commit to engaging with the history of the Tongva people beyond symbolic gestures, seeking more profound understanding and awareness, and ensuring that their voices and their perspective are heard and respected in all initiatives and discussions concerning their land and rights. This mural, therefore, is not just an artistic representation. No, it is a call to action, a reminder that our journey towards real change and reconciliation is ongoing and requires our active and sustained effort. I would like to thank MURALiSM and all of the artists who participated, the council members' office, the NoHo Neighborhood Council, Paula June Cantu, and MURALiSM for making this vision possible. I want to uplift and celebrate their work. MURALiSM created an invaluable opportunity for true community collaboration. And because of their inclusion for all people in their artistic endeavors, I am proud to say that I was able to paint part of this mural alongside all of my neighbors. And that experience will live in my heart forever. And I hope that when you walk past this mural, that it lives in your heart too. My name is Jillian Burgos. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you, Jillian. Now, I feel a little embarrassed in front of this incredible, huge work of art that everyone was able to produce, that today it had been my intention to bring certificates of recognition with me. I was not able to produce those. So I apologize. They will be delivered belatedly. I apologize, Ernie. I wasn't able to bring them with me today. But Ernie is now going to take a few minutes to recognize some of the people who were able to make this a reality. And final note, Ernie, you mentioned there might be some additional funding. Yes, indeed, there might. And I've got 11 months left to serve in the city council, and I guarantee you, if I don't spend every penny of that in the next 11 months, something's wrong. So I'm going to be doing that. So congratulations, Ernie, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pretorian. Thank you for your kind words. And all I got to is look out for Jillian. She's pretty awesome. This took a lot of people to create, a lot of neighbors to pull it together. We talked about the neighborhood council, but it also took additional funding beyond what we were able to get from the city to do it. And for that, I'd like to bring up Michael's. Michael's everything for every, I blew it already. but Michael's has been so incredible. They've been such a great partner. Come on up, Chris. They've been such a great partner in making this happen. Not only they have all the goodies that we like to use anyways, but they were able to fund this to a pretty significant amount of money. They really came up with funds to make this happen, to bring it over the top. So I'd like to bring all of your folks up, if that's all right. Can all the Michaels folks come up and stand behind us here? All right. I encourage you to go into a Michael's. These folks are so friendly. I mean, it's not like a Home Depot. By the way, Home Depot also contributed. They helped. So not to diss them, but when you go into Michael's, it is so awesome. I can always get help getting anything that I need. And working with Chris has just been phenomenal. So thank you, Chris. Thank you for all of your support.
Very quickly on behalf of Michael's, we were just so excited to partner with MURALiSM. We have a set of values that we live by and work by with our team at Michael's. The first one is we put people first. The last one is we're better together. And if you think about the combination of Ernie's mission, what we did with this mural, and I too also worked on this, and you probably had to go back behind and fix some of the work that I did. But I would say it was a great experience for us. But his mission with MURALiSM lines up perfectly with our company corporate values. And we're just so excited to be a part of this process. And I'm looking forward to seeing what more we can do with MURALiSM in the future. So to the community, thank you for everything you guys have done. And thank you for Michael's for supporting us as well. We appreciate all of our team members. A lot of these folks helped out. Thank you so much.
Stay up here because we're just going to keep adding to the folks that we're thanking. Tracy, where are you, Tracy? There you are. Tracy made this happen. She's the connection. You want to come on up? Tracy's not only on our board, but she was the connection to Michael's and making this all happen. And she's doing this with all kinds of great organizations. There was another miraculous thing that happened when we were doing this. That we were at an event that Baltimore had put on at the Art Center, and we all of a sudden got a check, $2,000. And it was from someone that I just didn't even know. And I would like Barbara, Carol, and Jim Fitzpatrick to come up. All right, come on up, guys. Thank you so much for your gracious donation. Thank you so much for all of your help in doing this. I would also like to now bring up all of our artists. So all of the MURALiSM artists, please come on up. So these guys are incredible. You know, they not only have been able to learn the skills of art. I mean, from a little bit of art training to being able to do something like this is really a huge step. And they've accomplished some incredible things. As part of this art project, I was introduced to Matt. Matt is an indigenous culture bearer, and he was introduced to me by Jessa Calderon, which is right here, since she's not here with us today. And Matt has been just an incredible source of I mean, he's my clone. I've been able to get him to take over a lot of the jobs I was doing so that I'm able to go out and raise money and pull these projects together. We're doing 3 or 4 murals a month. We're doing murals at all the local schools. It's pretty incredible. So it keeps me pretty busy. And without Matt, I couldn't do any of that. But Matt has also been an inspiration in terms of his demeanor. You know, I walk up to the crew and I say, "What the heck? How come you guys aren't done?" And Matt will go, "What Ernie meant to say." and really brings a great Tongva spirit, or indigenous spirit, because he's actually Chumash, but entrusted by the Tongva to help us with this. And he's just brought such a great, gracious spirit to the whole organization. So I'd love for you to say a few words.
Really, all I have to say is kind of a repeat of what I heard you say earlier, is that as indigenous people and as individuals, really, we stand on the shoulders of giants. You know, I can't be here without, you know, the work of my ancestors, the work of the people that were doing this before me. I mean, even Ernie, I mean, all of the things that I know now is because of him. And I stand on his shoulders because of all of the hard work and the treacherous things I hear him had gone through, you know, being in the studios and doing all that crazy stuff. I don't have to go through all of the hazing because he did. and I get, you know, kind of the nice little novice run through of it. And it's great. You know, I wouldn't pick any other place to work than MURALiSM because it's such a easygoing and nurturing place to be. Being around other artists that care just as much about art and about what we're doing is so fulfilling. You know, being around other artists, it keeps that fire stoked. I feel like sometimes by myself, I'm just like, oh, you kind of lose the motivation. But then I come into work and James is like, hey, I just drew 2 new, you know, parts of my comic. And I'm like, dude, killer, that's so awesome. You know, I kind of want to go back home and start working on my stuff. And everybody has their own tasks that they're working on. I love to hear about it. And I aside from all the things that I've done, I couldn't have done any of it without them. Because even for the 2 weeks that, you know, Ernie left me to, you know, hold the helm, you know, these guys were there right behind me holding the shields. You know, we were ready to go into battle and, you know, slap all this paint on the wall.
Yeah.
And it's been incredible. So that's really all I have to say. I appreciate everybody that's been a part of it and everybody that's helped us get here. So, thank you.
Just so we're clear, I'm not done hazing them. So, but I'd like to introduce Annie Leffy, and then Sia Atkins over here. We have Tony Saturno. We have Dan Bernini. We have Lloyd Hackle back here, incredible artist. We have Kristen Moon. How are you, ladies? Who do we have over there?
Tiana.
Tiana Fazio, also an incredible artist. And I want to introduce our